If you've never sold a home before, or if it's been a few years, it's helpful to know what the overall home selling process flow looks like. That's what we've been talking about in this series. Today, we're going to talk about what showings could look like and other considerations that you need to prioritize. Hi, I'm Kelly Vandever. I'm a real estate agent in the Atlanta, Georgia area with Keller Williams, North Atlanta. So you've made the decisions about the different options you have with regards to selling your house. Now you need to decide how comfortable you are with showing the house, whether it's on market or off market. If you're considering going on market, which I highly encourage you to do, then consider if you'd be comfortable with an open house the first weekend that it's on the market. Open houses are good for a couple of reasons. One, it gets a concentrated group of people in there all at the same time. So as they see other people looking at the house, they'll be thinking to themselves, there's going to be a lot of demand. I better put in a good offer. And we like to hear that, don't we? Another thing that is a benefit of doing an open house is that if you're still living in the house, you don't have to be gone away from the house quite so long. You just need to be gone for the open houses. If you don't receive an offer after the open house, then talk to your agent and discuss how you're going to make the house available for showings after that. Try to be as flexible as possible. The idea is you want to get as many people through the house as possible to find the right buyer that will give you the best price. I know not everybody is going to be comfortable with an open house, particularly with COVID, so you just need to talk to your agent and discuss what are going to be the best options for you. Okay, so you've decided on what your showing preferences are. Now it's time to articulate any other priorities that you have. You need to share with your agent what else is important to you. Maybe a few examples will help explain what I mean by that. I had a client whose husband has Alzheimer's disease, and she was his primary caregiver. She had a power of attorney in place, and so we felt pretty confident about that. But just to make sure, we asked one of the closing attorneys that I had worked with before to review the power of attorney, make sure there wouldn't be any issue with the title. Because we had done that pre-work, we asked if the buyer would please use the closing attorney that had done that pre-work. The closing attorney represents the lender in the state of Georgia. Most buyers can be flexible when it comes to choosing a closing attorney. Another client had multiple offers on their house, and the one that had the best offer wanted to close quickly. My clients had that kind of flexibility. They had a second home that they could go to. So knowing that kind of thing ahead of time will help your agent in negotiating for you. Another client wanted to close on the sale of their current home on the same day that they closed on the home that they were buying, and they wanted a couple extra days in the home they were selling in order to make the move to the new home. The buyer that we accepted the offer from had that flexibility, so we were able to do that. If there are some special circumstances in your situation, be sure to communicate those to your real estate agent. Your real estate agent will be able to negotiate on your behalf and work with the buyer's agent to get the best deal that'll work for you and your particular situation. Another consideration has to do with receiving the offers. Are you going to accept the first offer that comes in, or are you going to let the house be listed over an entire weekend and then see if you get multiple offers? When I work with a client, here's what I recommend. If we get more than one offer, I recommend that we set a deadline after the weekend is over for all offers to be received. That allows us the opportunity to get more than just those two offers, and we know that we're going to get the best offer possible. In today's market with such a low inventory, your agent may recommend that you go ahead and set a deadline even before you list it, anticipating that you'll get multiple offers. Okay, so you've explored your options, you've made decisions about updating, you've decided what you're going to do with regards to showing, you've articulated your priorities. Now it's time to get the house ready. In fact, we want to get it picture perfect ready. We'll talk about that in the next video. As mentioned in earlier videos, I've created a guide for this whole home selling process flow. You can download it using the link below. If you live in the Atlanta, Georgia area and need some help selling your house, please reach out. I'd be happy to help.